Hi, everybody. I'm Coach Geordie, the head coach of Ottawa Swimming, and today we're going to look at a mobility routine to help swimmers. Let me first say the major issue swimmers have is tight pectoral muscles, because that's a major mover. And when the muscle here is tight, and then we get in the car and we drive and it shortens, and then we get on the keyboard and it shortens, it could put a lot of strain on the rotator cuff coming through here. So that's one of the major focuses. I encourage you to foam roll as well, but we're going to look at a special swim stretch routine starting with the shoulders. So we're starting with what I call the prayer stretch. So you're going to place your hands together and reach up as high as you can, and then push back as far as you can towards or behind your ears. Going to take two or three deep breaths in and out. And then bring it down. We're going to do the same thing twice more, and you can do the prayer, or if you have the mobility, you can wrap your hands one around the other. Make sure to breathe. And the last time, we're going to reverse, if you're wrapping, reverse the wrap. So stretching the lats, it's a major mover when we're swimming. The T stretch is next. So going to place our arms straight out from our shoulders and keeping our chest high, we're going to rotate as far as we can around, but we're not going to lose our posture. We're going to keep the chest high. So rotating as much as you can. And then after 3 or 4 of those, do opposites, wringing the towel, my athletes calls this. Take it out. Next is the chicken wing stretch. So you're going to place the backs of your fingers on your back, and with your chest high, you're going to push your elbows forward gently. You feel a stretch on the posterior of the shoulder. Keep the chest high. Again, 2 or 3 deep breaths in and out. Never do we stretch to the point of pain. We're just looking for a little bit of tension in the target muscles. Okay, shake. Same stretch again, but this time we're going to rotate a little bit. We're going to place our pinkies on our back with our palms facing down. And then again, chest high and push forward. So a little bit of internal rotation and change what is stretched. All right, shake it out. Little stretch for the neck now. The neck, of course, gets a lot of movement in swimming potentially, and we want to make sure that it's as loose as possible. However, never overstretch, regardless of the stretch. The neck is, you've got to be really careful because people carry a lot of tension in their neck. So I just want you to hang your head. Don't force it. Okay? So we're going to stick our chest out, palms forward, externally rotating our shoulders. We're just going to hang our head down, bring the chin down. Drop your shoulders as you exhale. Now just hang your ear down towards your shoulder a little bit. And the other way. Good. Now we're going to look over one shoulder as far as we can. Still breathing. And the other way. Good. Shake the shoulders out. We'll do a forward fold. So you're going to squat down, drop your shoulders, lift your hips, and then roll the back up. Place your hands on the back and push the hips forward. Good. Moving to the wall now. When you use the wall, you can use a door frame. So a door frame, in fact, is superior to the wall in many ways. First stretch we're going to do is, and actually I'm going to turn the camera Just a little bit this way. There we go. So we're going to do a pec stretch, the pectoral muscle. There's two insertions. There's your pec major insertion and your pec minor a little bit higher. So we're going to do two stretches. Right angle elbow first, one foot in front of the other. And we're going to push the chest forward, in effect, holding the elbow back. Feeling a nice stretch across the pec. 2 or 3 deep breaths again. And then we're going to move that elbow 6 inches higher and do the same stretch again. Same stretch the other way. Six inches. Now, don't be surprised if you see an imbalance in your mobility. It's very normal. Be aware of it and try to address it. Next is the brisk stretch. So we're going to go against the wall, and we're going to leave our palms on one foot in front of the other, slight bend in your elbows, and you're going to push your chest through. So in effect, we're pulling the arms back, but we're using the wall. You can allow your hands to slide down to whatever angle is appropriate for you, comfortable for you. And again, you should feel this in your pecs, among other places. You might feel it in your lats as well. With this stretch, we're going to rotate now. We're going to go from palms to pinkies, like a karate chop type position. So that's going to change to the lats a little bit more instead of the pecs. Good. Okay, get all out. Next is catch stretch, so-called because it imitates catch phase of the stroke. We're going to put a horizontal forearm high up on the wall. And you can even put your palm down if you want to really visualize the catch. You don't have to. And then we're going to drop our hip down and into the wall, in effect, pulling our elbow up and in. You'll feel these in those two same target areas, most likely, your lat and your pec. But maybe you feel it someplace else. Maybe there's some tightness somewhere else. The other side. Good. Shake it out. Next is wall slides. So wall slides are often done with both hands, but I encourage you to do it with one because it's a lot easier and just as effective. So we're going to sit against the wall, knees bent. We're going to pull our transverse abdominis in, flattening our back on the wall. We want to avoid arching our back off the wall on this one. It'll come off a little bit. Try to minimize that. So then we're going to put one arm against the wall. The object here is to slide your arm against the wall until it's fully extended above the shoulder. It's hard to do and requires a lot of mobility. So your priority is the arm on the wall, but to ease the amount of strain, you can rotate your opposite shoulder off the wall a little bit until you get just the right amount of stretch, not too much. So do this 3 times on each side. Pull that stomach in. This is a really good assessment of your shoulder mobility. And if you do really well with this, and it's like too easy, then you can try double arm wall fly, which are really hard. So 3 times on each side. Good. Stretch it out. Next is triceps. So a couple ways to do triceps. You can use a wall. A door frame is fantastic for this. If you're on a door frame and you stand in the middle of the door, put your elbow on the door frame, it allows you, your torso to come and head to come through a little bit. You can do it on the wall as well by placing elbow on the wall. And then sort of like the thrust stretch we did, push the chest forward. All right, tight, don't arch your back. So the other way to do that stretch, the classic way, is standing with your hand either in front or behind. I don't like behind because people tend to use their head as leverage, which I don't think is good. So I like to do it this way. But to be honest, my favorite is the door frame for that. To finish now, we have a standing stretch that we use for all kinds of things as far as swimming, swimmers, bikers, and runners. So we're just going to open the back. And then open the chest. This is a stretch I do with my swimmers at the end of every swim. And then hands on the sides. I'm going to open the side. I'm going to reach and extend upward. And then come over a little bit. And the other way. The legs now. So we use our legs when we're swimming. We want to make sure that the legs are stretched out as well. So we'll do a figure four. Let me just tilt that down just a little bit. So we'll do a figure four stretch. You're going to cross one leg over the other. And with a straight back, you're going to bow forward. And the other side. And then a hip flexor stretch. This is an important one, big kicking muscle. So one foot in front of the other, and then we're going to push the hips forward and down. You can add a reach on the same side as your back leg. We'll do a quad stretch. So grabbing the sock, shoe loop, or foot. Pull the knee directly behind your glutes. Push your hip forward and gently pull back. And hamstring stretch, straight leg forward. Bowing forward, feeling a little bit of tension on your hamstring. The adductors get used a lot when we do breaststroke. So we're going to make sure to stretch those. We're going to do a sumo stretch. We're going to stand with our feet nice and wide. We're going to squat down, put our hands on our thighs. If you feel comfortable doing so, you can bring your elbows down. And then we're going to gently open the knees, feeling a stretch of the groin on the inside. Straighten your knees, walk your hands up. And finally, we do a stretch for the lower legs, the gastrocs or calf muscles, actively pushing on the wall, forcing the rear heel down. Just relax, but actively pushing. Feeling a stretch on the lower leg of the rear leg. So there is a fantastic stretching routine if you are a swimmer. Mobility plays a major role in swimming, but more importantly, we need to at least, if not enhance our mobility, maintain our mobility, because the most important thing is we want to be able to continue to swim.